Shandong's big markets offer a vibrant atmosphere filled with all kinds of noodle dishes, snacks, and hot meals. In the past, long lines outside big supermarkets were common, but now these crowds have shifted to the local markets. Some people say the excitement is because of the upcoming New Year, but the real reason is that for just 10 yuan, you can enjoy a meal of 4 dishes and a soup. The cheapest fruits and vegetables, along with wholesale-priced household goods, have become key factors in the popularity of Shandong's big markets. Durian cost 5 yuan per half kilo. Durian costs 16.9 yuan per half kilo, and durian costs 9.9 yuan per half kilo. Durian, for example, has its own currency here. From April to June, while other markets are selling durians for dozens of yuan per half kilogram, Shandong's markets offer them for as low as single-digit prices, making them incredibly affordable.
How much do these stir-fried vegetables cost? Big pot dishes cost 2 to 5 yuan per plate. You could serve as you like. This is a plate of bean sprouts for 2 yuan and a plate of potatoes for 2 yuan. Do you still make money if you sell this dish for 2 yuan? I make less money, but I can attract more customers and make small profits but quick turnover. This tofu is also 2 yuan a plate, and there is meat in the tofu. This is the lowest priced pot dish in the country. The soup only costs 1 yuan a bowl. The prices here are so impressive. I spent 9 yuan to eat 4 dishes in one soup. Can you believe it?
In the winter of 2023, Shandong's barbecue and Harbin tourism became internet sensations. The idea is that it's more cost-effective to travel to Shandong or Harbin than to go abroad. By this year, the rise of Shandong's big markets and Beijing's 3 yuan self-serve breakfasts has shown businesses that in the context of a consumption downgrade, low prices are what attracts customers. As spending slows, many people are looking for affordable ways to enjoy life. One emerging trend is the shift from high-end urban areas to small towns and rural areas. Once bustling luxury stores in Beijing's Sanlitun are now less crowded, while markets like Shandong's are packed with people. Many people who used to spend weekends in big cities' high-end malls or trendy spots are now exploring rural areas and small towns. For example, you can stay in a local 5-star hotel for just 200 or 300 yuan, or take a horse riding lesson for just a few dozen yuan instead of hundreds in the city. For young people on a budget who still want to enjoy life, rural areas and small towns have become the perfect getaway. In Shandong's big markets, you can eat a meal with 8 dishes and a soup for just 100 yuan, something almost impossible in big cities. A food blogger shared his experience in Shandong's big markets.
上次从泰山跑完山回来，我一整个被山东的物价给震惊到了。
Last time I came back from climbing Mount Tai, I was shocked by the prices in Shandong. I went to a big market and bought small peaches. Do you know? It's only 1 yuan per half kilo. This is really cheap. Do you know how many you can buy for 1 yuan? You could buy 10 peaches. On average, a peach only costs 0.1 yuan. You could buy so many peaches for 1 yuan. I'm really happy. It's been many years since I thought 1 yuan could buy something. Then I went to another Shandong supermarket and saw the local Shandong crisp persimmons. 1.5 yuan can buy a pound. I bought 6 of them and only spent 2 yuan. On average, you could buy a crisp persimmon for 0.33 yuan. After that, I went to Daji and had fried buns for breakfast. They cost 0.5 yuan each. I saw there was meat in them. Then I went to eat noodles with minced meat, green peppers, and eggs. One serving only cost 10 yuan. I also saw an auntie selling salt on the roadside. She said it was 0.05 yuan a bag, so I bought one. It was so cheap. Shandong is really suitable for retirement.
While many are familiar with markets, Shandong's big markets are something else entirely. They feel less like a traditional market and more like a low-cost buffet. In China, when people order takeout, meals priced under 10 yuan are usually considered fast food, and more than 80% of those meals are pre-made. If a restaurant claims its dishes are freshly cooked, people often suspect it might be a marketing trick or that the restaurant is cutting corners to save costs. At Shandong's big markets, you can spend just a few yuan, sometimes even less, to buy high-quality ingredients and watch chefs stir-fry dishes right in front of you. Even if you add a few more substantial dishes like braised fish or stewed lamb, you can still have a full meal with 8 dishes and a soup, all for under 100 yuan. Some online users have commented, when you go to a wedding banquet, you have to give a gift of at least 200 yuan, but you can come to Shandong's big market with 2 or 3 friends and eat better than at a wedding for just 30 yuan per person. When the market first gained attention, some people questioned whether the prices were real because they seemed too good to be true. After all, a bottle of mineral water costs 2 to 3 yuan nowadays, and yet you can have 4 dishes, a soup, and even alcohol for just 10 yuan at these markets. It almost sounds like a fairy tale. However, insiders explain that the low prices at Shandong's big markets are usually healthy low prices.
山东大吉的猪头肉这么便宜，有没有什么科技狠活？
The pig head meat at the Shandong market is so cheap. Could there be some hidden technology or secret tricks involved? Probably not. The pig head meat sold at the market is mostly in its original flavor, with minimal ingredients, which keeps the cost low. The second-hand reason for the low price is a high yield. The pig head meat is marinated before being braised to retain moisture and increase weight. Alternatively, a small amount of agar-agar might be added to the braising broth to help the sauce stick to the meat, increasing its weight.
For locals, the food at Shandong's big markets is not only more affordable, but also tastier and healthier than the overpriced pre-made dishes you might find at some restaurants. Many chefs working at these markets have experience in top restaurants or even 5-star hotels. Even though the stalls are mobile and the conditions are basic, these chefs bring the same skills they use in the high-end kitchens. They expertly slice potatoes into thin sheets, and their stir-fried dishes, such as eggs and meat, are much more tender than the typical takeout. According to locals, one of the reasons Shandong's big markets are so affordable is that they cater mainly to people from the surrounding communities, who understand the true cost of food and buy at friendly prices. This is very different from those online influencers who sweet-talk you to get you to buy. At Shandong's big markets, while you might not hear flattery from a live streamer, you can feel the genuine value when you buy a full meal for just 10 yuan. Another reason the prices are so low is that the overall costs of running the market are next to nothing. Rent is only about 30 to 50 yuan per day, and vendors often run family-owned stalls, so they don't need to hire staff. The customer base is made up mainly of locals, who already know the vendors and the products. Many of the ingredients are sourced locally, such as meat from nearby butchers or vegetables from local farms. Since Shandong is a major agricultural region, wholesale prices for produce are quite low, making the overall cost of running the market cheaper. For many people, Shandong's big market has become a one-stop shopping spot where you can buy everything you need at great prices. For example, buying meat at wholesale prices or vegetables from local farms makes it much more affordable than in big cities. As a result, the market has become a popular spot for people looking for a good deal, and its real low prices have helped it become a nationwide sensation, even without any official promotion. Of course, in the trend of consumption downgrade, even cities like Beijing, Shanghai, and Guangzhou have their own celebrities, such as the 3 yuan breakfast buffet. With prices skyrocketing everywhere, it's hard to believe you can get a satisfying breakfast in these expensive cities for just 3 yuan, but that's exactly what's happening. The 3 yuan breakfast deal has become a huge hit in places like Beijing and Shanghai. The 3 yuan porridge buffet can no longer stop Red Kung Fu Breakfast Restaurant. They have launched a 5 yuan winter breakfast. It's after 8 o'clock in the morning. Look how many people are queuing up here. In the 5 yuan breakfast set, you can choose from soup, soy milk, preserved egg and lean meat porridge, pumpkin porridge, and 8 treasure porridge. If it's not enough, you can have unlimited refills. Then you can choose between meat buns and vegetarian buns, a tea egg, and free pickles. Their breakfast is hearty and cheap. Take Nancheng Xiang breakfast as an example. Their 3 yuan self-serve offers 7 items, including milk, soy milk, and orange juice, all available for unlimited refills. Netizens have done the math, and considering cost, just 2 cups of milk already cover the price. For filling up, 2 bowls of lean pork porridge are enough. You can even add a small snack for an extra 3 or 5 yuan. All in all, it's extremely affordable. Back in 2016, in Shanghai's high-cost Lujiazui area, you get a Goodbye Poverty set for under 50 yuan, which was a popular choice for workers. But soon, the demand for cheap and tasty food became clear, and large portions of affordable, delicious food became the new trend. At first, a 29.9 yuan meal with both vegetables and meat became the go-to for workers. Then, in March 2019, McDonald's launched their 1+1 combo, which hit the mark by offering a choice of 2 burgers and all for just over 10 yuan. If you thought that was the limit for cheap meals, you'd be wrong. This year, Burger King jumped in with a 1+1 for just 12.9 yuan. and launched a signature burgers 9.9 yuan every week promotion in August. At the same time, fast food brand Tasting China offered single-serve meals for just 9.9 yuan. In addition to these brand deals, the increasing discounts on group buying platforms and the rise of shared meals have all contributed to this trend of affordable dining. So the value of cheap meals keeps rising. The industry is becoming more competitive, and prices are being squeezed. It seems that the trend of cheap meals is unstoppable. Chao Yixing, a popular fast food brand from Jinan, is famous for its signature bazi meat and offers dozens of home-style dishes. The dishes are served in small portions and priced per dish. The prices are very reasonable, with vegetarian dishes ranging from 1 to 6 yuan and meat dishes from 4 to 9 yuan. For just over 10 yuan, you can enjoy a delicious balanced meal. Then there's Sally's, which offers a creamy mushroom soup for 9 yuan and pizzas starting at 18 yuan. It's become a cheap meal heaven, praised by people on social media. Many fans share tips on how to order most affordably at Sally's or how to save money by ordering half portions at Chao Yixing. Even Michelin-starred restaurants have jumped on the cheap meal bandwagon. In the coffee world, Luckin Coffee has single-handedly driven down Starbucks prices. Even bars have joined in, with Helen's becoming a favorite spot for college students to drink without breaking the bank. While Helen's rapidly expands in the beverage industry, more and more chain bars are copying Helen's marketing strategies. Not only that, even supermarkets are getting in on the food service action. According to a report from Economic Daily, several supermarkets in Beijing, Guangzhou, Wuhan, and Changsha have opened convenience canteens, with an average cost per person around 20 yuan. Some supermarkets have even introduced self-serve buffet models. For example, the Wu-Mart store in Beijing's Zhongguancun has a Wu-Mart canteen located in the supermarket's ready-to-eat section. It is divided into two areas, a 13 yuan self-serve carb buffet offering dishes like fried noodles and soybean paste, and tomato scrambled eggs with noodles, and a 19.9 yuan buffet featuring over 60 different dishes. These supermarket convenience canteens aim to attract customers with extremely low prices, especially appealing to younger crowds. So, can a 19.9 yuan self-serve buffet still be profitable? According to a food service manager at Wu-Mart, they keep prices low by reducing profit margins. So, while they are making money, the profits are quite slim. Another example is Xiaohui Canteen, located in a Yonghui supermarket at Wuhan's Guanshan Avenue. Their self-serve buffet costs only 15 yuan. Located near office buildings, this budget-friendly canteen has drawn in many white-collar workers. Besides office workers, students from nearby schools also frequent the canteen. One university student shared, "We're from local universities, and since we didn't go home for the summer and are working part-time in Wuhan, this is a great place for lunch. The unlimited refills are really appealing, especially for guys like us." Meanwhile, Hualian Supermarket has set up fast food counters in some of its stores, and RT Mart is focusing heavily on developing baked goods and processed foods, also setting up dining areas in some stores, all part of their affordable strategy. At first glance, these 3 yuan breakfast buffets and supermarket canteens might seem like a new trend, but in reality, these popular low-price food options show that people's demand for affordable, high-quality meals has not weakened. With the economy in a downturn, more people are focusing on the ultimate cost-effectiveness while still seeking quality and experience. This rising demand for extreme cost-effectiveness stems from two main factors: falling back into poverty and lying flat. The fact that the middle class is falling back into poverty has become a hot topic in 2024, and their situation has become a measure of China's current economic health. According to data from the Ministry of Finance, in the first quarter of 2024, personal income tax revenue dropped by 4.5%, reflecting lower wages and higher unemployment. There have been salary cuts for civil servants, layoffs in banks, and reduced salaries for teachers, all of which have impacted the middle class, a group once considered stable. On November 11th, a blogger in Beijing posted a story titled "Middle-Aged People Falling Back into Poverty Overnight." In the post, the blogger mentioned a couple who worked for a major internet company. They had purchased a home for 5 million yuan at the peak of the housing market in 2019. Now, both are unemployed and trying to sell their house for just over 3 million yuan, resulting in a 2 million yuan loss. Another person, a former finance worker who used to earn over 1 million yuan a year and lived in a villa, was suddenly laid off and faced divorce. leaving him with a large mortgage. The reality is not just that the middle class is facing financial difficulties, ordinary people's assets have been significantly reduced as well. For example, homes that cost the savings of 3 generations have lost a significant amount of value, with prices now halved. With the youth unemployment rate soaring, earning money has become increasingly difficult, making young people hesitant to spend. More people are opting to cook at home instead of dining out. After all, the cost of cooking at home is only a few dozen yuan, while eating out could easily cost hundreds or even thousands. For Chinese restaurants to lure consumers away from home-cooked meals, they need more than just better taste and higher quality. They need to offer the lowest possible prices. In a sluggish economy, extreme cost-effectiveness will be the key to the future development of the food service industry. However, with the intense competition and cost-cutting within the industry, the future of the restaurant business is uncertain.